morning, guys. It's about 3 o'clock in the morning and I couldn't sleep. I came across a video on YouTube tonight that really touched my heart. It is about a family in Florida whose son had a drowning accident and he was in a coma in a hospital in Florida. And the parents were asked by the doctors if his heart should stop, what would they like them to do? And the family had explained to them to take all necessary measures to keep him alive. Well, the next day, a nurse came in and administered Tylenol and supposedly Benadryl. The boy's heart stopped. They would not do CPR on the child. The parents wind up doing CPR and brought the child back. I'm going to share the video with you. Could you please share this video and pass it around on all your social medias? I really appreciate it. Thanks for taking up the time to watch this video.
Drowning, February 4th, 2020, and we got a lawsuit against them because the door was not suited and it was against code. We had a person come out to the house and do coding on the house for the door, and it's basically the door was inside out. There wasn't any proper lock on there. We was only in the house for 2 weeks. Naeem is a very smart baby, so anybody could compromise the lock. Even a 1-year-old, even Naima could have done it. And he ended up having a near drowning. He moved 2 weeks after his near drowning. And from then, he had an EEG done and showed he had brain activity. And from then, he ended up getting put on the ventilator, a G-tube, and he ended up being in home health care, where he stayed in home health care from, I think, May all the way to December. And December, he ended up getting admitted to the hospital for pneumonia because he did not have the proper equipment at home that we didn't know about. And he was fine a few weeks after he was admitted into the hospital. And then we had this one doctor named Dr. Potts. He was trying to do the brain depth exam on Naeem when Naeem was here, when he first got here, and Naeem didn't come here for that. And we had to fight him. And then that doctor allowed Naeem to become really constipated to the point where it was affecting his organs and affecting his guts and affecting everything. So they caused him to be in the hospital longer. And so the hospital kept allowing him to get infections. They would wait to the point where he gets really, really sick and then try to do something about it. And now, yesterday, they gave him Tylenol, supposedly, and they gave him Benadryl. And they had him on Benadryl, and then after they gave him Benadryl, his heart stopped. And then ever since then, he's been having this problem.
And the same thing yesterday. Yesterday when they came in yesterday, or was that Sunday, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they're refusing to deal with his oxygen. So his mother had to go up there and press the button on the machine because they wouldn't do it. They had an attitude. So she had to do it. So your mother said she pumped air in his lungs that day.
Now they're going to say something on the thing.
Again, I don't know why.
They listening in.
Anybody consent to speak to me.
They said they weren't gonna do nothing else. They had an agreement. They had an agreement. They signed the paper. This is oxygen, mama. That's his post, mama. This is what they did. They walked out. My grandma on here. She been with us the whole time. They started doing CPR on the mama.
And he's alive still. 97, 94,
And
58.
they started doing CPR on them, and then they was pumping on him a little bit. They unplugged the pulse ox, so we couldn't see his oxygen. And then they said they're not gonna do it no more, and then they walked off.
They left.
They walked off and said we're not gonna do anything else, and they just stopped. They all walked off.
They had a DNR.
Yeah, like they had a DNR.
And then
he did not sign no DNR. His mother's father.
everything they say they done, but Naeem still has a blood pressure. He still has oxygen, and he still have a heart rate because his daddy is fucking working on him because they said they're not gonna do the shit no more because they're done. They are full coded. We agreed to our lawyers to be on code, full code, and y'all are legally bound to do that shit. But that's all right because y'all are gonna get fucking sued. Y'all motherfuckers with this. I'm on this motherfucking hospital, and every last one of y'all are going. Oh, I swear to God, y'all just wait. Y'all just wait. And I hope y'all ready for the repercussions spiritually that's gonna come from behind this boy when y'all let him go.
I'm at the hospital right now.
I swear to God, this is so fucked up. But y'all don't know what kind of warriors I got on my end spiritually. And all of y'all don't put the repercussions of every goddamn thing for let my goddamn baby die. Every last one of y'all.
They're refusing to give my son.
Just wait and see what the fucking consequences behind this. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Look at that. Look at that.
Look, that's his oxygen.
Look at that.
His
Look at that.
oxygen.
Keep going. Look at that shit. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that shit. That's the CEO. That's the CEO of the hospital. That's the CEO. That's the CEO of the hospital. Oh, y'all gonna get y'all asses sued like a motherfucker. Y'all gonna get sued like a motherfucker. I swear to God.
Dr. Glass.
Dr. Glass. Dr. Glass. Dr. Glass. Dr. Glass. Dr. Glass. Dr. Glass. Dr. Glass. Y'all see this shit? Y'all see this shit?
My wife did everything in our power to save our son. We did CPR. We did everything that we could to save him. Everything we could. Now we're not getting a heart. We don't have his heart anymore. We don't have his heart anymore. We've been doing this for 2 hours. We understand that part. But we about him breathing. We've been here for doing this for 2 hours, and all them crackers walked out. They walked out with a smile on their face. They had this plan since yesterday. The same doctor that actually gave him this injection on Sunday, she asked my wife a week ago. She asked my wife. She said, for those of you in the party deputy chief, asked 2 weeks ago. For those of you who are family, Amina, 2 weeks ago, they asked her, a week ago, if my son's heart stopped, what do we want them to do? What do we want them to do? And we told them, stop. What do we want them to do? What do we want them to do? And we told them full code. We already gave them documents on that. We told them that already, that we want them full code. We've been told them that. So they had it planned. They came with tissues. What are damn tissues that they brought? They came with a damn basket, a basket of tissues. Came with a basket of tissues. They had the police up here. You know, since they know it's men and women in here, they had a police officer who was both. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it was.
The heart-wrenching video you just watched was of a family struggle to keep their 4-year-old son, Naeem Carter, alive. Naeem had a drowning incident approximately a year ago, and he was in a comatose state, but he was still alive. The parents had been communicating with the hospital regularly and wanted all life-saving measures taken. He was not a DNR. One of the nurses came in and supposedly administered Benadryl to 4-year-old Naeem, and shortly thereafter his heart stopped and continued to stop. And after that, the child's mother and father did CPR while the hospital stood there and watched and did nothing. Looking at the BP, the O2 sats, the rest, that baby was alive. He was a workable code. Why did the hospital not help? Nemours Children's Hospital in Orlando needs to be held accountable. Copy shared to wet paste.